Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Let's Talk 1943. We are back with another Business Spotlight edition. And as you see on the screen, we have Coach Kaitlin, and we're going to be talking about body images. And this is so important for everyone. This is so important. So when we get back, I'll do my formal introduction and we'll go ahead and get started. So let's talk. We are back. We are back. So let's do a formal introduction for Coach Kaitlin. Coach Kaitlin is a body image and mindset coach specializing in self-worth and confidence. I wish I'd known years ago that self-worth means what it means, because if I did, I would not have been, you said, dependent
Sorry.
on, you're about to finishing your bio. So for many years, she said that she dealt with body weight and imaging issues. After 6 years of personal journey, and she decided to boss up. So now she is a woman that master her mind and master her body. And now we have Coach Kaitlin on the show. So Coach Kaitlin, welcome, welcome, welcome to Let's Talk.
Hi, Regina. Thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to be here today and share some of my story with you and these beautiful women out here.
Yes, yes, I am too. It's one of the things that really attracted me to getting you on the show is body image, because especially with today's world and social media and just in general, it seems like it's going both ways. It seems like it's going towards the good because we're more accepted with different shapes of women, but the social media makes it another, like the other rim. So it's kind of like it could go both ways, right?
Absolutely. Perfectionism is something that has always been in mainstream media and society. It is getting better, like you say. There is a lot more friendliness out there. There's a lot more encouragement and acceptance of different body sizes, but there's still not enough of it. It's not mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's still a far way to go, and too many women are still suffering and giving up their control to the power of the perfect body that society kind of puts out there and makes us feel like we have to have.
Right. We have to have that perfect body, especially now well, I mean, I would say that surgery been here for years, like we call it cosmetic surgery. Been here for years, but now they have different types now that a lot of people are getting. The we call it BBW or something like that. The ones they do the butt, the hips, and all that good stuff. It's so popular. It's like everybody's getting this, and I think the problem lies is young people are getting it before they even finish maturing, and they getting stuff like that. How do you feel about things like that?
I disagree with that. I
Mhm.
think the whole idea, again, goes back to the idea of perfectionism and having these treatments out there. They're like these high end medical cures to try and give yourself the perfect body. So, whatever flaw you see in yourself, you're
Mhm.
still susceptible and you're still falling into the idea about perfectionism. You shouldn't feel that because someone out there has a bigger booty than you have to have that booty to be attractive and to be
Mhm.
accepted. You
Mhm.
shouldn't have to have like those perfect tight arms. We all have a little bit of jiggle. Like,
Yeah, me too.
the nose, and like you say, there is a treatment now for everything, and there's a reason for that. It's because people are still seeking because they're not comfortable in their own bodies. And
Mhm.
I agree with you on the youth. It's happening younger and younger before
Mhm.
people have the time to fully discover who they are and grow into their self-esteem and understand their bodies. And yeah, I don't think we need it, and I don't think we need to advertise it to youth
Yeah, I don't
by
think
any
so
means. By any means, they need to discover who they are, what it means to be unique in themselves, and to
either.
think for themselves and be proud, because your body is a part of who you are. It's one component of who you are, right? It's not the be
Yeah.
all and end all, and it does not define your life or what you're capable of achieving in your life by any means.
And I think too, there's a show out there that is actually a celebrity who actually had surgery, and she ended up reversing the surgery.
Mhm.
And now the show is based on her talking to other women who, she's like encouraging them to be who they are. And I think a lot of that time, the reason why is because she probably did her work. She probably did her work, and she realized like this is not the way. Like she really got sick, And she had to do some soul searching and realize that this is not the way. Like, you have to love who you are. So I think that a lot of times when these younger people go out there, they still, like I said, not mentally ready, because they're going to grow so much, and then they're going to do something that sometimes you can't reverse, or you're going to have issues, with that. But doing your work is part of not having that urgency to do those type of surgeries. So I know part of your counseling and your coaching is about self-worth. So let's talk about that.
So yeah, right. Going back to what you just said, when you do these surgeries, all you're doing is focusing on what's happening on the outside of your body, right? You're not doing the work internally to actually love and accept and approve of yourself. And so without that, a lot of women now, they associate their self-esteem, their self-worth, and their appearance all together. And they're not lumped together. They're three different things. Yes, your appearance makes up part of your self-worth. But with these surgeries, you all of a sudden think, I'm going to have more value and I'm going to be more capable because I've gone and fixed X, Y, and Z about myself. But at the end of the day, because you haven't worked inside to transform your mindset and remove the body image beliefs that made you think you had to go get these, treatments or surgeries in the beginning, without working on that, you're still going to be looking for something else to fix. So one day, say it's the nose, right? I want to have a bigger nose. So I go get the treatment to get my nose done. Okay, cool. I'm good now. I can go do this and that. Then all of a sudden, a year or two later, well, now people in the media have bigger, plumpier breasts. So I want to go have bigger, plumpier breasts, and I need to fix this. But when you work internally, and which is what I do in my coaching, is all focus on the mindset, you realize you don't need these things because they're superficial, right? They're not real. They have nothing to do with your value as a person and what you deserve just for being here on this planet as a person.
Yeah, I think too, like you said, it's okay if you, like you said, you want to get something fixed. Like, there's something that always bothered you, you get it fixed. But when you know who you are, you kind of like, I just want to tweak that, or whatever. That's cool. But then you have people that actually live to get surgeries. Like, they have everything done from head to toe. And
for a lot of these people, sorry to interrupt, but before I lose my thought, for a lot of these people, it does become an obsession, right? It becomes an addiction because you fixed one thing and now you're getting closer and closer to perfect every time you fix something. And so these people are always seeking for those immediate solutions, right?
But they mess up, and then you kind of look at them and they look so fake, they don't even look like a human being no more.
I know, they can't even raise an eyebrow or smile. Like, there's no lines.
Every time you look like they're answering a question. Like, right? You ask a question? No.
And you can see when it's gone to the extreme. But that's when you almost want to approach these people and ask, how do you feel now? Do you actually feel better? Do you feel like you have more value? Do you feel like you have more self-worth? Are you able to offer more of yourself to the world because you look this way? Or do you feel awkward now because you can't move parts of your body? Like, how do you feel having gone to that extreme?
But I understand it too, because I had gastric bypass surgery over a decade ago. And part of that is I had to end up getting the tummy tuck because I had so much skin, hanging, that I got that to get the skin removal and everything. So I have had surgery before, and that was it. But I did that because I had the skin. I didn't like how the skin would just hold me, like draping. So I know both sides of it. I wouldn't do anything else, because they're like, oh, you can get your breast done. We got a special, you do your that and your breast at the same time. I was like, no, that's enough. I don't like messing with my breast. I was like, no, that's okay.
Yeah. But there are situations, it's not all, we see it, in this conversation, it's a lot of superficial that we see, but there are medical reasons to do things. And I think that's a different story. And something with a tummy tuck and excess skin, things like that can be health problems. Like I used to be a big fan of My 600-Pound Life on TLC. I don't know if you watched that show. And that was part of where my journey started, because I would sit and watch that show, and it got to the point where I had gained so much weight so quickly while I was watching that. My two options were be featured on My 600-Pound Life or die. And I was like, I don't want to take either of these paths. But watching that show and seeing the excess skin, it can actually prevent you from moving your body properly to continue to improve your body, right? So things like that, I completely agree and think that treatments and surgeries should be there,
Mm-hmm.
for the health benefits. There are, and I know like even eyes, some people have hooded eyelids, and I know that can be an
Yeah.
issue for your eyes. So that needs to be done. So it does also depend too on why you're doing it. If it's a health benefit, absolutely, by all means do it to help you overall with your health and wellness. But when it is that superficial issue and that superficiality, you have to question why you're doing it at the end
Yeah,
of the day.
and that's what you were saying too. You had, you talk about loving yourself and being in love with yourself, right? That's the beginning. So that's the foundation part. So let's talk about being in love with yourself.
Yeah. So when you're fully in love with yourself, that's when you fully understand your value and what your worth as a person, right? When you
Mhm,
love and like, respect yourself fully, you accept and understand that you have the power to control your story.
mhm,
So when you're attaching your appearance to your self-worth and your self-esteem and you're lumping it all together in one sum,
mhm,
you're degrading yourself and saying, I'm not worthy and I can't love myself because. So
right.
because I look this way, I can't go get this promotion. I can't date that guy because society tells me that someone like me can never be with someone like him. So you
Ooh,
have these thoughts, and that's when it becomes debilitating, right? Because without the self-love, without the self-respect, without separating your worth from your appearance, you get lower and lower and lower in your self-esteem, and then all of a sudden you don't go do anything, right? You hit the
mhm,
waves of depression, you get suicidal, you start binge eating, you try these extreme diets, which is another obsession, much like
mhm,
surgeries and treatments.
mhm,
So you have to, so it's not enough just to say I love my body, I love myself. It's a stepping stone, it's a start, but that makes you dive deeper to say, okay, why do I love myself? What makes me a good being overall? And
mhm,
why does my body image not fully matter? The shape of my body at the end of the day affects
mhm.
nothing about who I am and what I can contribute to this world as a loving individual.
So we got the foundation. So we're going to start loving ourselves as part of the foundation,
Mhm.
knowing who you are,
Yeah.
and actually deep dive inside of your soul and actually find out like what makes you up, like what is the components that
Yeah.
make you up,
What
right?
makes me unique? Yeah.
Right.
Why don't I have to be this perfect thing that everybody else has taught me about? So if you don't believe what society is saying about perfection, maybe
Mhm.
there's someone from your past who has made condescending or degrading comments or something about you at some point, and that's in your head,
Good
right?
point.
So it's
Mhm,
learning to detach yourself from that,
mhm,
which, because when you hold on to that, it kind of becomes a limiting belief. And then throughout your life, you think less of yourself, or that kind of becomes the highlight of your thoughts of yourself. And then that's how you wind up again in these situations where you're seeking solutions or you're just hiding. You don't want to go and do things, you isolate yourself. So one
mm,
thing kind of leads to the other, and you really just have to, it's learning to let go of those limiting beliefs and what people
mhm.
taught you and why you're doing things and why you feel a certain way.
Yeah, especially the things you just named. You could go down a spiral really quickly with
100%.
yeah, and you'll get there and don't realize years has passed and you've been sitting in the same place. It's amazing how when you in that kind of space in your life, time goes so fast, but yet it goes slow. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
goes slow,
Yes.
it goes so fast at the same time, and you like 2 years down, 100 pounds heavier, 2 years down the road, and you
Yeah.
going, how, wait, like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
It
And I
happens.
told myself a year ago I would lose this much weight and I would be doing this right now. And
Mhm,
that's part of the problem, because as time goes by and you don't learn to detach from these feelings inside,
mhm,
that's how women stop pursuing goals and they stop achieving things, because they become stagnant, right? So it all goes
mhm,
back to that idea of self-worth and detaching your appearance, because like you say, time goes by so quickly and we start having all these dreams and goals, but instead we focus our mind and our energy on perfecting ourselves, that we don't
mhm.
end up achieving things. And
Yeah,
that's where the problem is, right? Are you really living your life if you're not achieving your goals? What are you doing?
yeah, exactly. What are you doing? So I'm glad you mentioned goals. So that's the next level. So now after you did your work and you know who you are and you feel confident to know that you could go out there and it's like take on the world.
Yep.
Now you need to set goals. That's the next step, because when you have that feeling, you need to run with it. When you got it, you need to run with it. But you have to have something to run to. So you have to have goals set to run to. So give us some examples of goal setting. Like what would you recommend?
So goal setting, I recommend, so every month you kind of, no matter how big or small your goal is, map it out. What do I want to do in this 30 days? And this is the simplest way to start. You can even break it down by a week, but 30 days is good. So you can pick something that has to do with health and wellness. You can pick a career goal. You can pick a family goal, whatever your goal is, but break it down. This is what I want to achieve this month. What steps do I need to take to achieve this goal in 30 days? So write down all of those steps, and then you have to look at, what am I willing to do? What of these steps am I willing to take on to get to my goal? And then break those down into smaller pieces. And me, I'm a Post-it girl. I take my goals and I take empowerment speeches, and I'm not even kidding. I have quotes all over my mirrors. I have a couple on my bathroom mirror every day. Have them in front of you. Have your goal in front of you. Have an empowerment quote in front of you, because that's going to push you to keep going. When you said you're willing to do something, having that goal in front of you is going to make you say, okay, I'm going to achieve this today because I said that I would. You're just more determined to do it. So it gives you a purpose. It's your why. Why do I want to do this? And doing this, where is this going to take me into next month? And how can my goal grow for next month, right? So even if you have somewhere that you want to be at the end of the year, break it down by months. Or you can even make yourself a vision board. And that's what I did when I first started my journey.
Right there.
Vision boards are absolutely fabulous. And you can put in that, again, break it down. This month I want to attempt this. This month I'm going to attempt this. This month I'm going to attempt this. And every time you achieve it, reward yourself, give yourself something, and know that you are getting closer to the end goal. Like, vision boards are a huge thing. And again, fill them with quotes and inspiration and just everything and anything that you need to keep you going.
And you said, and you know what? I'm going to take your advice. I have the vision board, but I don't have it written out, like around so I can look at it. So I'm going to actually do that. And one thing, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great topic and a great thing to do. But if you just go to the store and just buy you a board, and just buy you a chalkboard, one of the ones you can stick pins in, and do what she just said. Like those things you can look at, and it reminds you, like, wherever you go to the most, in your bathroom, everybody got to go in the bathroom.
And that's why I keep mine there, because I'm one of the, I got to pee every morning. I
know, he's like, I have to go to the bathroom, right?
I turn the light on, I'm in the mirror washing my hands, and I'm like, yes, girl, we are going to go today. One of the things I have on there is, courage is not the absence of fear, it's the control of fear. So something like this, public speaking, I'm still working up to that, but I know what lies beyond that wall of fear. So to wake up and see that, it just propels me. Like, you've got this, you're going to do this, and this is the next level for you, right?
Yeah, and I learned that too, because I had learned that you have to write it out. Because a lot of times you keep it in your head. Your brain plays tricks on you. It just puts it in a bank. It puts it like a memory bank, and it leaves it there. And you go the next day and you forget all about it. But when you write it out and actually have it in front of you and you keep reading it, it gets into you, that part of that brain that's going to hold it. It's going to stay in there.
Exactly.
So it does work that way, and I believe that, and that's why I'm definitely going to start. Like I said, my vision board is sitting literally right in front of my face, so I see it every day. But just to write out those goals, those short-term goals. You can just do short-term. If you have like a month goal, put it there, and so every day you can see it, and you can continue to say, okay, this is what I'm aiming for. This is what I'm going to do. This is great. I love this. I love this. So I know after you crushing your goals and you're doing your goals, right?
Yep.
So you do your short term, then you do your long term goals. So do you have anything for like refresher or something that would kind of just keep you in balance of what's happening, so you won't fall back into your old ways?
So that's a matter of, so we were talking about having it written in front of you. You see it every day, right? Because we have so many thoughts in a day, we forget things. And so it becomes a positive affirmation, right? So when you write it down, my biggest reminder and my biggest hint is just to literally write it down and keep it in front of you, and take 5 or 10 minutes for yourself every day, whether it's first thing in the morning, which I think is the best, because that really motivates you and it sets the tone for your day. But if you have a busy family morning and you can't at that time, just set aside 5 or 10 minutes whenever you can throughout the day, and look at your goals and read them one by one, because they're going to go into your subconscious and become like an affirmation. And you're going to start believing that you can achieve these goals, right? So it's just keeping them in front of you. Don't just set the big end goal and leave it there. Don't say 1 year, 365 days from now, I'm going to be this. You have to break it down into your smaller monthly, weekly goals. Don't get too ambitious. One step at a time. Rome was not built in a day.
No.
You have to just remember that every step you take, if you're not seeing a result, somebody else is. Especially when we're looking at weight loss, right? You don't go from, I would like to say 0 to 100, but usually with loss, it's 100 to 0. You're going the opposite way, but you don't see the results right away. So just remember that every step you take is a step toward the end result, and it's inspiring somebody, and you are getting there. So keep going, and don't forget that. That's the biggest part of it, because we get frustrated, right? It's really easy to get frustrated with roadblocks and when we don't see the result right away. So remember that, keep your goals in front of you and break them down are just my 3 biggest tips for going from.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And like I always say, time is going to go regardless if you do something or not. So you might as well do something.
Might as well do it. All you can do is try, right? At the end of the day, we're all human. We're all trying. Yeah, just have fun. Just do it. And what happens, happens. It is what it is. And every step is going to get easier and better as you go, right?
That's
Especially
true.
if you're new to something. Don't be scared because you haven't done it before. It's moving beyond that fear, which is that Post-it that I have on my mirror.
That's true. So, Coach Kaitlin, if somebody wants your services, what would they get? What would they get when they come to you?
So I have a few different coaching programs. Most of my clients work with me for a year, which is one of my main packages. So with that, they'll get one-on-one coaching, they'll get group coaching, which is great for accountability and just to remind you that you're not alone. Whatever you're facing, we all know that we're never facing something alone, but it's good to have accountability and other people there to remind us that, it helps open you up a little bit. I have my what's called my Body badge, which goes to everyone when they finish their year of coaching. So there's tools, there's homework, there's resources, things that I give you. I check in with you on a regular basis to hold you accountable. I'm there for you. So all of the support that you need, it's very good for women who are stuck in the mindset that they can achieve something because of their body image beliefs. But I help you work through that. I help you decompress and tear apart everything that's holding you back. So all your limiting beliefs. And then I help you focus on your goal and where you want to be at the end of the year. And I'm with you every step of the way to help you achieve that and get out of your mind and into your life.
I love that it's a year program. Yeah. So when they sign up, they already know they have you for a full year.
A full year, 12 months.
Transformation you will have in a full year. You can do so much in a year.
You can do so much. And it varies from everybody. Some people, their limiting beliefs are so deep rooted. They've had such bad history either with their own beliefs or what they've heard, and they've carried it with them so far. Other women just have minor things to work through, but it's great to have that support every step of the way. And okay, I've overcome this thought. Now what's next? And then what's next? So I love being there to see, and the feeling that I get knowing that I've helped my clients,
I know
that breakthrough moment, and just from a woman to another woman, to see another woman now feeling confident and like she can go crush whatever, she's just got this badassery now. I'm so proud as a woman to be a part of that and to see that. It's just beautiful.
That's amazing. And that's the thing I know you have passion for, because I can see you just lit up when you just know.
I do. I just
like the transformation, you just lit up. So that tells you, ladies and gentlemen, that Coach Kaitlin is really passionate about her job and her work, and she's passionate about helping other women to be able to be that woman they want to be and not have those roadblocks in their way. So that is amazing. So before we leave out today, do you have any final words for our audience?
Just don't give up on yourself. Don't fall victim to what society says. Remember that being unique, despite what you hear, is so much more valuable than being the same. Don't get down on yourself. I am here. There are so many support systems out there. Just believe in yourself, set your goals, talk positively to yourself every day. That's another huge thing. There's so many tips I can give here, but just the biggest thing, and don't be scared to reach out to somebody. If you're feeling stagnant, like you can't go somewhere, you're coming down on yourself, you're hiding from society, or you're constantly seeking solutions, let's talk about why. Talk to someone. And, we can get you living your best life. There's no reason not to be. And it's time to stop letting it kind of be an excuse.
All right, there you go. You heard it from Coach Kaitlin herself. As you see on the bottom of the screen, all her information has been scrolling during the show. So you have that information. It will be in the show notes as well. So when you go to our podcast to listen later or on our Facebook, we will have it in the show notes. So you'll be able to contact her. She's amazing. I would recommend her all day, every day, because this is a major issue that we have in our society with body imaging, especially with social media and stuff. And these younger, maybe our generation maybe have not as much, but the younger generation, oh my goodness, they grew up in social media. They don't know nothing else but social media. So there's a lot of young 20s and 30s out there that's going through a lot. So please
Yes.
reach out to Coach Kaitlin and she'll be able to definitely assist you. Well, I am Regina Smith with your host of Let's Talk 1943. This is the Business Spotlight Edition. As always, thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting. I love you and God bless. Have a good one.